Please don't click off this video. I know the title, you might have not even clicked on it because this is like a topic I normally found very boring and hard, but it's not. It's actually fun and smart. Hi guys, I'm back. It's Annette, and today we're going to be talking about counting calories. It's not that scary. It's actually fun. We've already talked about sugar, caffeine. This doesn't do with carbs, so we're not going to talk about carbs in this video. In my last video, I mentioned that I'm a big fan of Leo Skepi. Skepi? Leo. You know Leo. I was watching a podcast that Leo was on, and he was talking about counting calories. So I don't follow it strictly. It's just a smart way to start looking at calories and serving sizes. And I eat stuff, like it makes you eat stuff that you thought were fattening, and you're like, oh, I'll eat this because it's healthier. Well, sometimes it's not healthier, and you can eat something like more fattening instead that will be more pleasurable. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, so Leo was explaining how it makes you look at calories and serving sizes. And like, did you know that the ramen packets, not the ramen in the bowl, but the ramen packets, that's 2 serving sizes. So when it says like, I don't know how many calories it is, I should get one out. So if you're eating the whole bag, which most of us do, that's going to be double. And then Leo was going on by saying, and this is like a really old thing, like health people have been saying since the beginning of time, that each human should have 2,000 calories a day. I don't think that is true because I've said it a million times. I'm under 5 foot. And Leo Skepi is like 6'7" and goes to the gym daily, probably for hours a day. Like, I'm not going to be, and he's like young. He's probably like in his 20s or 30s. So like, I'm not going to be eating the same amount as someone that lives at the gym and that's extremely tall and that's a male. I did start wanting to count calories because I want to start working out. I've been trying to do the, the 12-3-30 when you're on the treadmill and you have it like the inclines at 12 and your pace is 3
miles per hour.
And you're on there for 30 minutes a day. Well, I'm not there yet. I'm more like 9, 3, 15 minutes. But I'm getting there because I'm at the age, I've had arthritis forever, but I'm at the age where if you don't use it, you're going to lose it. Like my body hurts all the time. And this is kind of a disclaimer. Like I was talking about how I'm trying to work out with my niece who has the perfect, beautiful body. She's in her early 20s and she's all, I don't go to the gym. Well, most young kids shouldn't have to worry about that. I do love Gen Z, how they are talking about how alcohol is not good for you and, you know, they're into working out, which is great. But like when you're young, unless you have some kind of eating disorder where you need to lose weight or you need to gain weight, like when I was very young, I had to gain weight. You know what I mean? Just, you know, when you're youthful, you usually have more energy. You have 2 jobs, you're going to school, you're like always in and out, you're always out with your friends, your metabolism's higher. Unless you're like staying home and like you're still living with your parents and your parents feed you bad and just keep feeding you. You know, for the most part, I think young people, this is more talking about for us old whose body's hurting. Okay, so I'm going to put one of these calorie calculators in the description, but you put in your age, 43, your gender, female, your current weight, 105, your height, 4 feet, 9 inches, and then how much you work out. I'm going to put little to no exercise just because I want to see the calories without working out. If I want to maintain my weight, I'm going to eat 1,200 calories a day. If I want to lose weight, I'm going to eat less. And guess what? If you're going to want to gain weight, you're going to eat more than those calories. Obviously, if you work out, that's going to change it. It just makes so much sense to me. You know, you probably fluctuate 5 to 10 pounds a lot. If you eat more than your calories in that day, you're going to gain weight. If you're going to eat less, you're going to lose weight. Like if you ever gone through like a horrible breakup and you lose tons of weight, Or I remember I was put on Adderall because my hands and feet were always numb and tingly. Well, now with all my research, I realized that's because of sugar and caffeine. But the doctors told me it was all in my head and made me go through to a psychiatrist and all this stuff. They put me on Adderall. So when I first made this channel, I was on Adderall. I was 80 pounds, couldn't gain weight because I was more or less on Coke. It just also makes so much sense because like my family, if you've seen my other videos, I come from a very large obese family, and they always told me, they're like, well, everyone has different body types, because they always made fun of me. I don't have boobs or an ass. And it's like, yeah, but people also have different appetites. It's not your body type that causes you to weigh a certain amount. It's how much calories you eat in a day. I never had a big appetite growing up. I still hate when people put big portions on my plate. It's like you're setting me up for failure. I like to put a little bit on my plate, and if I want to eat more, I get more. Hooser, if you start taking a diet pill, or if you start taking what's that one? Ozempic, or if you have a horrible breakup, you stop eating. And that's where you get the Ozempic butt. Because if you stop eating really fast, it eats at your muscle, and there goes your butt. So that's why it's good to look at these numbers too, because you don't want to lose weight fast. If you're doing this to lose weight, you want to lose weight gradually, or you're going to have a pancake ass. When I was on Adderall, I had, oh my God, my ass looked like, it reminded me of that episode on Sex in the City when Samantha had sex with that super old guy and then saw his ass like the next morning, or like Mr. Burns from The Simpsons, his butt. Like, you don't want to lose weight too fast, because then like it'll start eating at your muscle. Okay, so this is the fun part of the video. I couldn't wait to explain this. So I have a muffin story time. So me and my friend, we were doing a bunch of errands one morning, and then we were going to have breakfast together. So we thought it was going to be like, oh, we're skinny minis. We're going to have muffins and just sit and talk. So we bought some muffins, and it came with 4. And then we were just sitting and talking after like a long morning of just like doing a bunch of stuff. So we were just like catching up with the day and catching up. So we were just sitting eating our muffins, and we were sitting there for a long time. So we finished our muffin, and then my friend looks at me, and he knew that I started counting my calories. And he looked at me, he's all, I'm going to eat the other muffin. We should have 2 muffins each. And I already knew this was a bad idea. And let me just tell you, like, okay, I love blueberry muffins, and my second favorite is banana muffins. I don't like bananas though, but I like banana bread. So it wasn't a blueberry muffin, it was a banana muffin. So we were still sitting talking. I'm like, okay, well, we're sitting here talking, like whatever. The more we're talking, I'm starting on the second one. So like maybe another hour goes by, and then we realized we both had both muffins. So he decides to go in the trash to see how much calories the muffins had. I forgot if the muffin was 400 calories or 500 calories each. But so we had 800 to 1,000 calories just sitting there. And we could not believe it. Oh my God. So we started going through our phones and looking at our apps, just at fast food, seeing what else we could have ate instead of the muffin. Instead of those 2 muffins, I could have had 2 McDoubles from McDonald's. Instead of those 2 muffins, I could have had like 4 corn dogs from Sonic. Instead of those 2 muffins, I could have got a full meal at a fast food joint. Like, I knew muffins weren't great for you. Like, I mean, I've always worked in an office, you know, when you don't have time to get breakfast and you get a muffin and you put it on a paper on your desk, and then when you pick up the muffin, there's just a huge oil spill. Like, but just when you put into perspective what you could have eaten instead, it makes you think about what you want to eat instead of like a muffin. Needless to say, my last muffin was a banana muffin. It wasn't even a blueberry muffin. It reminds me of this one meme I saw online, and it shows like all the drinks we drink, and like a soda, a coffee, an energy drink, and all these drinks, and how many donuts in calories it calculates to. So like 2 donuts, 3 donuts, 4 donuts. And then at the bottom of the meme, someone wrote, I didn't know donuts were so healthy. And it's like, yes, you can pick and choose once you look at the calories. And that's another thing. You have to add in your drinks. You have to add in your alcohol, your soda, your juice, your coffee, anything you drink that has calories as well. And some of these coffee drinks have like 1,000 calories. I try not to eat out that much. I love cooking. My roommate loves cooking too, so we take turns. I just found this new recipe I love, and it's farmer chicken cornbread casserole. Oh, it's so good. I love making pizzas. I make my own pasta and roll it out. I just made a homemade lasagna. It was the best lasagna ever. And when I make food for him, I make myself a smaller portion and then I give him a bigger portion. Well, when he cooks, he always splits it in half, like gives me the same size. And it's why would I eat the same amount as you? It just reminds me of like when women say, when you find a man, you'll get fat because you're happy. And it's like, no, because I'll never give myself the same portion as someone that is a man, because men's body works different metabolism wise. They're stronger. Like just in general, why would I eat the same amount as a man? Unless the man is like 10, 8. I'm not going to eat the same amount as someone that weighs twice as me. It doesn't make sense. They should have half portions at restaurants because the portions in America are just crazy.
Does anyone remember the Burger King Big Kids meal? They shouldn't have gotten rid of that because I think that was the perfect size of food for me.
I want to make a card game. But people probably think this is like ED and like, oh, this supports toxic behavior. But like, if we just let the food we eat get to our stomach, we'll find out we're fuller. We just have to eat slower. We don't need to indulge and overeat every time we eat and feel like crap afterwards. So if there was like a trivia card game you can play as you're eating, that's why I love talking when I eat, because like you need to give the food some time. Like, rich people, they have like little portions brought out to them slowly so that it can like reach their stomach. Like there's no reason to just and you keep going and your stomach's already full, but your brain doesn't know that yet. So yeah, I probably eat out once a week when there's no more leftovers and I don't feel like cooking. But now looking at the calories, I mean, some of the stuff I make, the calories are pretty high probably. So I think actually fast food and eating out, looking at the calories, it's not even that big of an issue. So I'm actually going out more. I'm eating worse. It's not eating worse. It's just you can actually eat what you want. You just have to make sure on the serving sizes. You just don't eat fast, eat slow. And just keep this in mind. If you are going to count your calories to lose weight, any sugar intake, your body is going to use that sugar fuel throughout the day to like get things done. So if there's sugars in your body, it has to work through the sugar before it eats through your fat. So once the sugar's gone, then it starts eating the fat fuel. It starts burning off of that. So you still have to watch your sugar if you cut down what you're eating, you are going to see results. But just remember to watch out for that sugar. And when I was watching Leo Skeppy, he was talking about how, he's a party boy. I used to be a party girl back in the day. I was a big drinker. That's how I gained most of my weight. I don't have a big appetite, but I was a big beer drinker. And I used to drink Bud Light in my early 20s. And I gained a good 20 pounds off of Bud Light. So my smart butt switched to Miller Lite at the time because I didn't stop drinking alcohol. Why would I do that? I don't drink alcohol anymore. But at the time I switched to Miller Lite because it had much less carbs and calories. So if you want to lose weight and you're drinking Bud Light, just switch to a different beer. It's not that hard to switch over. They all taste like piss. But yeah, if you're a drinker and you like to go out, you have to keep in mind that these shots and these drinks, they also have calories. So I remember when I went out all the time, it was always someone's birthday. There was always a reason to go out. So let's say it's Friday night, you go out, it's someone's birthday. You're on your 4th, 5th shot with everyone because everyone keeps buying rounds, which each shot is 100 calories. And each drink is 2, 3, depending what you get. So you have to watch out. Like, just like partying with friends, you got to start counting these shots, not just for how you're going to feel the next day, but how you're going to look the next day. I don't know. This whole topic has been so fascinating to me because it makes me want to eat worse. Because you look at like something you kind of think is like healthier, or like, let's say you're on a road trip and you're like, oh, well, you're on a road trip, you're going to go on vacation. And when you get on vacation, you're going to splurge. You're going to eat so much that you're not going to care what you eat. It's your like guilty pleasure. You're going to eat all you want. So on the way there, you stop at a gas station that's next to a McDonald's, and your friend goes, I'm going to get McDonald's. Do you want anything? And you're like, no, I'm going to eat a lot on my vacation. I'm just going to get something small. I'm going to get a little muffin. Bitch, you should have got the meal at McDonald's. This makes you hyper aware to look at the calories, look at the serving size, and then like compare it to something else that might be a little bit more dangerous. I don't know. It's fun. It also gets you better at managing your money because it's like a game. You have this many calories to eat in a day. It's like it's math. There's nothing easier. Like you eat, if you go above it, you gain weight. Maybe that's what you want. Maybe you're trying to gain weight. Maybe you want to lose weight and you eat under that number. It's really like, it's not rocket scientist. It's the easiest thing I've ever heard of in my life. And then growing up, I always heard that counting calories were so toxic. I was born in the 80s, and it was really weird. Back then, there was this, like, I hate to say trend, but there were a lot of movies about, like, gymnasts that had anorexia, and they were counting their calories, and ballet dancers. And then it trickled into shows like Saved by the Bell, and counting calories are bad because it leads you down to being anorexic because it's the only thing you can control. And it was really hyper fixated on young girls around the 80s and just talking about how dangerous it is. And no, I don't think it's dangerous. It's smart. I think everyone should know how many calories they have in a day for their body type and for their age and how much they exercise. I mean, it only makes sense. So yeah, I don't really stick to it. I just like to look at like serving sizes and look at calories, and I'm trying to make my serving sizes a little smaller. And I'm just trying to work out. So then I'm going to increase my calories too. I don't know. I'm just trying to get into my like healthy fit girl era. I've been trying to for a while. It's hard. I've never been very athletic. I've always been in dance when I was younger, but not so much like being on a treadmill and stuff. It's so boring, but I do have a lot of books I'm reading. But yeah, if you know me, I usually pop in here with no makeup on if I want to add anything. So after I'm done and I take off the lights and take off the makeup, I usually have something random to say, and then I'll just enter that here. Jakey, you want to say hi? You want to say hi to everybody? So yeah, that's just about it. Be careful with those shots you take on the weekend because they can add up to a muffin really quick. If you like this one, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you in the next one. Boy, 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 boy.